Hey everybody, Bethany here. Hope you're doing really well. So today I'm just going to be showing you how to apply blush, and I'll be kind of just going over the basics of, face shape and color choice and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Alright, so first I'm going to start by just talking about facial structure and how that can affect how you should apply your blush and how you might just want to apply it. So for me, for starters, I definitely, as you can tell, don't have very defined cheekbones, so that makes some things more difficult, but some things kind of more easy because I can kind of create the look that I want versus having to kind of go along with what my cheeks naturally do. It's just easier that way. So, but a lot of people will have more of that defined, kind of line here where you can see the cheekbones, which is awesome. But everybody's different. It's all great. So, but for those types of people, you're going to want to apply blush kind of more on the top of that cheekbone area and versus more kind of on the apple of the cheek. I mean, you want to do it really pretty lightly, like you don't want a huge just stripe going, but it'll tend to look better and more natural if you just kind of fill that area. And I wouldn't recommend doing too much contouring if you already have pretty defined cheekbones. Obviously, if you're going for a specific look or, like a photo shoot or something like that, that's fine. But I mean, for somebody with, less defined cheekbones like myself, I definitely could be using a contour if I wanted to. I personally don't like to. I want to be as natural as I possibly can. But if you do want that very, you want to have more definition, then you can definitely try using a contour. Some that I recommend, there's a blush by MAC called Emote. I'm pretty sure they don't make it anymore, but it's a really good, like if you can find something that's similar, very neutral, kind of a light brown color, it does work pretty well, and I'm sure there's even more out there by now. There's also probably, certain brands that have actual contouring, colors. I'm sure, I want to say Smashbox might have one and maybe Makeup Forever, but anyway. Alright, so I mean there's definitely more cheeks, types of cheeks out there. I mean there's people that have just, very large cheeks, kind of rosy cheeks, like that kind of stuff, and so with those, you really want to be pretty careful and light-handed with your blush. I also want to say for those of you that do tend to either have, like maybe you have a little bit of rosacea or a lot, maybe you, when you're embarrassed, your face gets red easily. That's me. I get flushed very easily if I'm hot or embarrassed or whatever it may be. So for those types of people, I highly recommend actually using either a bronzer or a color that's very neutral for your everyday blush. Obviously if you're doing different looks, you want to use different colors, that's fine. Just make sure you're really light-handed, or you may have to apply like, a good amount of foundation kind of on your cheek area to really keep that covered, during the day. So, but I'll show you just kind of the color that I use for every day, and I'm sure you've seen it in lots of my videos because I use it all the time, but it's a really good one for that kind of a look. However, if you don't really have the rosy cheek syndrome, if you don't get embarrassed, your face isn't flush all the time, you can totally use like really whatever color you want. I will say here that I mean, I am a big proponent of, certain colors look better on certain people. Like I, still kind of believe in like the seasons where there's like, winter, fall, spring, summer, all of that. I personally think I'm a winter, but it depends. I mean, I can look good in summer colors also, but I'm definitely cool toned. So I really think that's huge. I mean, I could probably do a whole video on that. I still pretty strongly believe in it, that some people are warm toned or people are cool toned. There really are people that are kind of can pull from both, which is really awesome. But really it does make a huge difference. If you've got red hair and you're wearing a bright pink blush, something about it just isn't really going to look right, and that's okay because it's just not your color. And same on the other hand, if you have got cool skin and you're wearing like an orange or really orange or red, or like an orangey based red or a brownish color, it's really not gonna look like, it will make you look kind of nasty, honestly. Like, it'll make your skin, your eyes, your hair, just everything just kind of bleh. I've noticed that, at least in myself, and also people that I walk by and see, because I'm very observant about that kind of stuff, because it's very interesting to me and has been for years. So so anyway, that's just something to kind of think about, and feel free to look up stuff about like seasons if you're interested in more of that. I may do a video on it in the future, but anyway. Alright, so I think I've done enough talking, so I'm going to start with a demonstration. First, I want to show you the colors that I would recommend for like a bronze if you do have more of those rosy cheeks. My favorite is NARS Madly, and NARS blushes are some of the best out there. They're really great. They've got a good selection of shimmers, of mattes, of, you know, just different types. This is definitely more of a shimmer, but it's a really great kind of, I think they call it like a seashell pink, but it's a very neutral brownish pink color. And I know it's not necessarily a cool color, but since it is very neutral and very skin toned, it looks fine on me. So then another bronzer that I love, which is definitely more of an actual bronzer, so you want to be more careful. This may not be something you want to use as a blush, but it's the Too Faced, not this pink one, the Too Faced Chocolate Soliel. I love it because there's no shimmer in it, and it's a very neutral color. Most bronzers you'll find are super orange. Not a fan of that, but this looks very natural, especially on somebody with, you know, more pale skin like myself. It's hard to find bronzers that really look good on my skin. So like I said, I usually wear the NARS Madly, but today I'm going to show you a different one just because it will show up better and match my shirt a little more or whatever. So another couple of brands that I love are the LORAC blushes, and they only have a few, but this is Soul, and it is my probably I would say I love this more than Madly, especially for the fall winter. It's just a perfect neutral, I mean, more on the cool side, but pretty neutral color. I just love it, and their blushes are probably not the highest quality, but they are high quality and they work really well. Also, Illamasqua is amazing. I actually had bought another blush, but I think I returned it, but they are really good quality. This is Tweak. It's my favorite matte red blush for like a 40s, 50s look, but they're really great as well. I love using this for different looks. And that's pretty much, I mean, MAC blushes obviously are really good. I think I only have one at the moment, believe it or not, but I'm just not much, I just don't buy a lot of MAC. I don't know why, I just like kind of branching out, because I know some people are very like, I just want to buy MAC, and I'm not that kind of person. So another blush that I really love is by Lola, and I don't know if they still even make this brand. I bought this at Ulta a while ago. This is called Sunrise, and it's just a really pretty peachy color with slight pink to it. I'm actually going to use this today, but I wanted to show that to you. And then I wanted to mention quickly like cream or liquid, or I don't know what other kind of blushes there are out there, cream or liquid mainly. You know, Tarte has the great like cheek stains. That's another one. Those are pretty good. They kind of wear off if you have more oily skin, but they work pretty well, especially in combination with a powder blush. But I really love the Sally Hansen by Carmindy, the Natural Beauty cream blushes. This is Bloom. I'm pretty sure they still make these, but they're really very good quality, easy to blend, and just really pretty. So, but I won't show you how to apply that today because I'm just going to do powder blush. So, okay, I really am going to move on to this. So like I said, I'm using the Lola Sunrise, and it's a pretty peachy color. Now this is definitely more of a warm toned, but I can pull off some of these once in a while. So like I was saying, not everybody is purely cool or warm, but this is more neutral, and it looks alright on me. So for brushes, I would recommend either, I like having a couple different options for blush. This is the Sonia Kashuk blush brush, and I use this pretty much every day with my NARS Madly. For more of that kind of a sheer wash, I'm not trying to get a defined area, I'm just kind of, you know, lightly brushing it. And if you want to see how I apply that, you can just check out like probably my last couple of videos. I'm sure I used it. So but if you do want more of that defined look, which I'm going to show you today is kind of more of how to apply blush, is I would recommend the POSH angled blush brush. I think I got this at like Walgreens or something like that, so just kind of a drugstore find, but it's really awesome. I've had it for a few years now, and it's a really good one, so highly recommend that. If you can't find it at a store, I'm sure they sell it online too. So first of all, putting it in the blush. So I just usually kind of get the tips of the bristles and just kind of swirl it a little bit in the blush, and then I will go like this in the lid, swirl it in the lid to kind of work that into the brush more. Then I tap it off. Okay, so there's my first amount. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, like I said, not a lot of cheekbone action going on, so I kind of make this strange fish face. This works for me. Maybe it won't work for you, maybe it will. But if I kind of make this face, I can see a little bit of definition here. I can really see where the apples of my cheeks are, and I can kind of see, it doesn't really show my cheekbones too much. I mean, if I do this, the real fish face, it doesn't really do much for me, so I don't really do that. But you know, you've seen people say apply blush to the apples of your cheeks. You've seen people say, or heard people say, you know, apply it like all along the cheekbone and up into the temple area and all that. I'm kind of in between. I have a certain way I like to apply it, and I want to show you that. So kind of make this funny face, and I'll start with the apples of the cheeks and kind of just go in like a kind of almost a U shape, just gently down. I'm going to probably apply a little bit more than I normally would just so you can see what I'm doing. So then I'll bring it up, so pretend there's a cheekbone there, or at least a noticeable one, and I'll kind of just go right on top of it. So if you get it way too high, you're going to get a really flushed look. If you get it too far in, you're going to get more of a flushed look too. So you really just want to keep it low and very, sorry, that's my phone, low and very just blended well. So I'm going to just really bring it to about here, like kind of to the end of my eyebrow. Sometimes I'll bring it into the hairline just lightly, but right now this is a pretty intense color, so I'm just going to do to there. Okay, so there's that side. I'm going to do the other side so you can see the evenness there, hopefully. Okay, so once I've got both sides pretty much applied, kind of just the base coat of what I want, I'll just kind of go through, just kind of back and forth, just really evening it, blending it out. And once again, I'm super, super light-handed right now. I'm barely really pressing this in. Okay, so you smile, you can see the blush, it looks even on both cheeks. Then I will grab my powder brush, which probably has a slight amount of powder on it still from what I used earlier. And I will just go around and just lightly blend that out. And usually I just go just really quickly, but I'll kind of take a little bit more time to really show you. So I'm just lightly blending that. You may not tell a huge difference, but for me it just helps kind of, I don't know, I can tell it just really blends the edges out so it's not too harsh looking. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do, you guys, and that's my blush application. It's very, I mean, quick, obviously, and I don't use contour, so it really helps to, you know, quicken my makeup applying process in the morning. But yeah, so that's what I do, and hopefully that helped you out. I probably didn't cover everything. I know I didn't, so let me know if you have questions or you want me to do another video on something else. I really appreciate it, you guys, so thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this if you like it, and check out my Twitter and Facebook page, and I now have Instagram, which I will be updating very soon. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!